Embrace the new meta. We are getting a new meta talent for both. Uh, no, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Let's redo that one. I was too busy reading my chat. My bad. Big Red said, "Let's go," and then I stumbled. My bad. I can't look at chat. I can't look at chat. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. La 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 la. All right. All right. Here we go. Whether we like it or not, we have a new meta on the horizon. So, with the start of Year 7, Season 1, we are getting both a new weapon talent and perfect weapon talent that completely changes the game. And as far as we know, it's not getting nerfed or anything as of yet, but never say never. Now, we are in the PTS for Year 7, Season 1. And with that, we have the new Streamline weapon talent. Now, this thing gives you 80%, 80% weapon damage, as long as you don't have a skill on cooldown. That doesn't mean you can't use a skill. That's just if it's not on cooldown. And the perfect version, 87% weapon damage. Yeah, this will be a meta if they put this into the live game. And let me explain why. Here we go. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 PTS video. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn. Don't forget to hit that like. Subscribe if you haven't already. And let me know what you think in the comment section below. We're going to go over the new weapon talents for Year 7 Season 1. Because these things are ridiculously strong. You can use them with a shield. And as soon as you get the new exotic mask, you'll then be able to use this with other weapon talents on top of it. So then you'll be able to get even higher weapon damage, which is just mind-blowing, in my opinion. But don't take my word for it. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So first up, let's go over the perfect combination. All right. So we have two new named weapons. So we have a named assault rifle and a named SMG. So the named assault rifle is the Lud, and the named SMG is the Purist. All right. So the Lud, this one, it gives you perfect streamline, just like the Purist. Now, with that, it's 87% weapon damage with no skills on cooldown. Now, I already told you, you can use a skill and a shield. It's just as long as it's not on cooldown. All right? This is ridiculously strong. It's I wouldn't say game breaking, but it's ridiculously strong. Now, you are not able to use the normal version with the exotic during the PTS, but I did find a few weapons with it. So here's the normal variant. It's called Streamline, where it increases your weapon damage only by 80. Yeah, only by 80%. You know, no big deal, anybody, but 80% weapon damage. It's crazy. Now, you could use that even on a marksman rifle, or I believe, yeah, right here. I have one on an M1A CQB, which is insane in the membrane. Now, just so you can see it on paper, why would this be a meta? Why would this be such a thing to look at? It's because how much this actually translates into your damage on target. And this is just with no skills on cooldown. So yes, this would, only work while, that is active, but while it's active, this thing will change your outlook. Look at this, watch. So here's a fully maxed out converted SMG9, but the new named variant is the SMG9A2. Now the difference between the SMG9 and the SMG9A2 is an extra attachment slot. So whenever you compare these two, the primary actually hits a little bit harder. You can see by 3,800 total damage. But it does have one less attachment slot. But it's not going to matter because check this out, right? Just going to any target, And I'll make it a little tankier just to show you the damage number, right? So here we go. So I'm hitting at 95 and 105. Now if I switch 95 and 105, okay? Remember that. Now we're at 121. 121 for the cap. So it brings you up another 30k per bullet on a crit. Now that, let me show you. On a normal SMG9, now I am showing you like the holy maxed out edition. 69 per bullet. So you're hitting a hell of a lot harder with the perfect streamline. Now, the whole meta and embrace the new meta thing, it's not for these name variants. I'm not going to lie. These name variants are not great at all. You're better off using the normal variant on any weapon that you want. And that's the way to go. For example, this Police M9 or this Police M4 where I have the streamline on here. So it's not like the converted SMG9 where you have to use that really crappy SMG, where you could use the Police M4 and then you could ramp this up even further. You could go with the new abridged mask, and then you could pair it up with some other crazy combinations. So when everything is said and done, here is a great example. So you could sit here and use a spotter flatline build, right? So here's typical spotter flatline with the new exotic mask, Tinkerer, and that talent abridged. So what this does is as long as the weapon is not exotic or named, you can combine two similar weapon types and combine the talents. So for example, once this is all in the real game, you could go Black Market AKM with Flatline and then switch your secondary to a Streamline. And then all of a sudden, you would have the amplified damage from Flatline, the amplified damage from Perfect Spotter, and then you would just get the additional 80% weapon damage from your Police M4. You could even use two Police M4s. You could do this with two Carbine 7s. I mean, it goes on forever. Not only that, but check this one out. So my other example was an M1A CQB, right? So before we can actually use the streamline, because here in the PTS, I'm not allowed to use it with the exotic. So because I can't use it with the exotic, I am using Boomerang with Rifleman. That way I get the extra damage from Rifleman, and I get my weapon damage and my bullets back from Boomerang. But once it comes out into the live game, I'm going to switch that Rifleman out, and then all of a sudden I'm able to use a M1A CQB with Streamline on top of it. So where is it? Right here. Boom. So then it would look like this. It would go Boomerang with Streamline. And all of a sudden my Boomerang that gives me 80% or 40% increased damage, I get another 80 from the Streamline. That's where it's going to become a meta. Because then you could use just Flatline with Streamline. You could use Optimus with Streamline. You could use Determined with Streamline. And the list goes on. Because all this is doing is just adding another 80% to whatever it is you want to use, as long as you match it up with that exotic mask. And that's the whole embrace the new meta thing, because these combinations are going to be insane. Now, as far as the other named variants, so we have the Lud and then we have the Purist. The Lud, the AR, it shoots at a 650 RPM. It's not bad. It's okay. It's really not bad. The thing about it is it's right there in the wheelhouse of an AK and like a FAL. So it hits kind of hard, but it shoots too slow in my opinion. So you could use this with like, say, Striker, or there's this combination that I could show you right here. So you could use it with something that increases the RPM, like this, like a Umbra Striker build. And this could hit ridiculously hard. But that, in my opinion, would be one of the only ways of running it. Now, kind of the opposite would be said with the SMG9 variant because it already shoots ridiculously hard. So I'm not sure, maybe go with like Hunter's Fury, maybe some sort of like, I don't know. Some sort of combo to make the weapon damage even higher to go with the RPM because now you have a pretty nice magazine size with the SMG, but you have to make that damage, worth it. Because you could still use something like the Ouroboros or the Vector or something like that to out DPS it. So what you need to do is make that base damage so high to where the burst damage from this SMG would be so high that you can't ignore it. So we have both of these new named items with our perfect streamlined talent. Out of the two, I would say use the SMG and then go for the normal variant and then match it up with this new exotic mask, the Tinkerer, because this talent abridged is going to be a game changer for a lot of people. But all right, those are your new weapon talents being added to Year 7 Season 1. And, well, I believe it's going to start a whole nother meta. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I am Kamikazevondoom. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.